Hey guys, this is Anime Ball Z here, and today we're going to be doing the 10th part of what if Goku could control his Oozaru form. We're coming real close to the end now. I have one part after this, then it's the end for Dragon Ball Z. After the next part comes out, I'm probably going to continue what if Gohan went Super Saiyan against Vegeta. After that, I'm not really sure what I'll do. I'll just ask you guys what to do from then on. There's nothing much else I want to say in the intro, so without further ado, let's get into the video.
One in time, all the time, ooh, yeah. Look at the way that I move, swag, disrespectful and I'm rude, okay. I had cocaine in the school.
Once they arrive, they see Dabura briefly. They then see Spit fly towards them. Krillin dodges it and sees it turn the plant behind him to stone. He looks back up and firmly says, "This Spit will turn you to stone." He stops suppressing his power and destroys the rocks around him with his aura alone. Krillin, Tien and Yamcha all go Kaioken times 10 and continue dodging the Spit attacks. Vegeta, while Dabura is occupied, flies behind him. He kicks him forwards and launches his super Big Bang attack. Dabura falls forward unwillingly from the attack and he is kicked in his chin by Krillin. Tien from down below says, "Tri beam." He launches the beam of energy that hits right into Dabura, causing some extra damage. Yamcha approaches Dabura fast and is next to the Tri beam. He punches Yamcha away, then Krillin knocks him to the ground. Tien flies up and kicks him into the air with ease. This shows the coordination and chemistry of the three. Dabura is sent flying, spinning up into the air. Tien flies up with super high speed and amps his Kaioken to Kaioken times 20. He punches Dabura further up into the air, then launches a massive ki blasts. Dabura manages to dodge them by flying up at high speed and flying down to Tien. He shoots Spit forward and it hits Tien. He turns to stone, then begins falling from the sky. Krillin catches him mid-flight, then lays his body on the ground. He smartly assumes that the stone crushing could kill him, so he makes sure that he isn't killed. Dabura simply laughs and punches Yamcha back. He launches a powerful demon wave that Yamcha is forced to deal with. He catches the attack as it forces into him but swerves out of the way only to hit by Spit himself. Krillin flies forward as fast as he can to catch Yamcha and he just about makes it. He lays Yamcha down also, but then gets turned to stone himself by being hit with the Spit in his back. Vegeta launches 2 ki blasts down to Dabura, but he turns and swerves right out of the way. He flies down to his spaceship and makes it there just in time to make an escape. Vegeta lands at the front of the spaceship in anger and fury. Pui Pui meets him and says, "To get to the lowest level, you must fight me and 2 other fighters below." Vegeta smiles and says, "Let's begin." Pui Pui teleports him away, then Goku says, I wanted to fight." Pui Pui stands off against Vegeta and Vegeta has his golden hair flowing. He says, "Do you feel that extra gravity? The higher gravity from my planet will help me crush you." Vegeta says, "Just like my home planet." Pui Pui's demeanor changes quickly and he says, "What?" Vegeta chuckles and just starts bursting out laughing from his confusion. "Even my home planet had this gravity and I've trained under 600 times gravity on numerous occasions. I feel pretty much nothing." Pui Pui cowers back a step but runs right back into attack. Vegeta catches his fist and raises one hand. One simple ki blast is all that's needed to completely get rid of him. He drops his arm and says, "Good riddance." On the next level of Babadi's ship, Goku faces off against Yakon. Goku says, "You're big." He clenches his fists and his eyes glow a dim golden colour. His hair stands on end and a green aura engulfs him. He uses this form with ease and wraps his tail around his waist. He raises one hand and lets off a massive one-hand energy wave. Once Yakon is caught up in the blast, he is completely destroyed. Goku lowers his hand and returns to his base form. On the final level, Gohan is sent to face Dabura. Now that he has surpassed his father, he possesses masses of power. Dabura confronts Gohan and says, "Do you think you have enough power to stop me?" Gohan nods and says, "With ease." He clenches his fists and his aura blasts around him. Dabura can even feel the wind flying past his body in his pressurizing aura. His power continues to rise and his eyes glow a sky blue colour. He powers up and his aura switches to a golden aura. His hair switches to the same colour and he lets out a loud roar from completing the transformation. Gohan in this what if definitely has a much more defined frame than in canon, especially in Super Saiyan. Dabura flies towards him and throws a punch, but Gohan swerves out of the way and kicks him away with ease. He uses his Hyper Masenko technique and Dabura is forced to catch it with his bare hands. Dabura feels the strong and fierce force from the blast and really starts to understand how strong Gohan actually is. He floats up a bunch of rocks and hurls them right at the Super Saiyan. Gohan screams and destroys the rocks with his aura alone. Dabura is actually scared right now, terrified. Nothing he has done so far has even given Gohan a scratch. He flies up and does a front flip while in the air to try and land a kick, but Gohan dodges and punches him away like 30 meters. Gohan already catches up with him in a split second and gut punches him. Dabura makes a raspy and winded exhale while Gohan stands firm. He almost falls from his flight but manages to keep himself up using a lot of his willpower. The force of the punch is something Dabura couldn't imagine from the likes of him. Gohan kicks him away, then hurls down a massive ki blast. Dabura gets hit by it and is significantly injured. Gohan charges a Kamehameha and Dabura flies up as fast as possible to try and stop it. Gohan launches the attack and it hits the target perfectly. Dabura falls from the skies and gets heavily injured from being engulfed by the blast. Once it dies down, Gohan stands against him, being pretty much healthy. "Why don't you just die?" Gohan says in irritation. Gohan blurs down and elbows Dabura away with ease. He almost appears behind him then knocks him into the air with a kick. He throws in a bunch of ki blasts to injure and also deter Dabura from his main attack. Dabura does just that and uses 100% effort to just try and dodge the blasts. While this is happening, Gohan just charges some golden attack with one hand. Light grenade! He launches Piccolo's attack up into the air and it hits right into Dabura. "Piccolo, that attack really is strong," he says to himself. Once the smoke fades, all he sees is ripped and charred clothes falling from the sky. Gohan returns as he has killed Dabura and the group are pleased. Vegeta scoffs and says, "I could have done the same thing." He turns away then falls to his knees. He begins screaming and grabbing his head in agony. Goku rushes to his aid and says, "What's wrong?" Since he is in his base, an attack from Vegeta could gravely injure him. Remember that Vegeta is staying in Super Saiyan Grade 4, so Vegeta is at minimum tens of times stronger than Goku right now. A simple pushing move causes a lot of pain to Goku. He falls back to one knee and Vegeta begins flying in the ship. He roars out as he ascends to Super Saiyan 2, the controlling is complete and he falls back to his feet. He looks up and says, "I'm stronger, I'm better." Goku says, "Hey, that hurt." Vegeta smirks and says, "Whatever." Gohan sees the M on his forehead and says, "The M? Dabura had that same M on his forehead." Vegeta looks at Gohan and chuckles. He blitzes forward and punches him to the ground. Luckily, Gohan didn't have enough time to fall out of Super Saiyan, so he catches the attack and punches Vegeta away. He blurs forward and almost appears in front of Vegeta. He lands 2 strong strikes to his gut and steps off of him to land a condensed energy wave. Vegeta catches it and destroys it with his very own ki blast. Gohan flies right through the smoke and slams Vegeta into the ground. "Stop this!" he shouts. Vegeta stands and laughs maniacally. "Why would I stop?" He clenches his fists and powers up to the maximum with his new Super Saiyan 2 power. Goku looks in awe and says, "So this is a new power that Vegeta got. You might even be equal to me with it." Remember that Goku's base power in the Namek Saga was 100 million, so I'd say that Goku's base far surpasses Vegeta's right now. However, Vegeta has a form that's twice as powerful as Goku, so their power probably equals out now. Goku and Vegeta are then teleported away and Gohan is confused. Right after they are teleported too. They arrive at the tournament grounds and says, "Kakarot, it's over for you. I have surpassed the power of the Super Saiyan and now I'm on a completely different level." Vegeta raises his hand and destroys part of the entire blast with an energy wave. He makes an evil smile towards Goku and says, "You can't deny this battle." Goku stands and says, "Fine, let's do it." They are then teleported away and Vegeta says, "Power up already." Goku powers up into his Super Saiyan form and Vegeta laughs. "Still can't ascend past the power of the Super Saiyan?" Goku doesn't reply and powers up. His muscles bulge up and his clothes lose a lot of creasing in them. Vegeta just smirks and says, "You dared to use that weak form against me, that's disrespectful." Goku flies forward with all of his power and knocks away Vegeta. Vegeta flies and spins into a hell wall. Goku launches down a 2-hand energy wave and Vegeta is forced to use all of his power to knock it away with his super Big Bang attack. The 2 attacks collide and cancel each other out. In the process, a bunch of energy is wildly released. Goku dives down from the skies and just slams Vegeta through the pile of rocks behind him. The noise is just deafening. Vegeta sees a cluster of heavy and large rocks beginning to rain down on him. He raises both of his hands and launches 2 simple ki blasts that completely destroy every rock above him. Goku says, "You're almost as strong as me. I'd say you're about 80% my strength now." Vegeta's eye twitches from his inner rage. "What? You are 0% my strength." He launches at least 20 blasts at Goku, but all he does is fly to the side to completely miss the blasts. He flies forwards and Vegeta notices his suppressed speed from his burly figure and catches the punch thrown at him. Goku pulls away and literally pulls Vegeta's body with him. He punches him back with a gut punch and knocks him into the ground. Vegeta blurs up from the ground and punches Goku into the air. He then soars past Goku and launches down another Super Big Bang attack. This hits the target and just completely destroys the surrounding area. Vegeta is literally watching this from above the clouds. Vegeta makes a calm smile as if he has finally found peace. He has finally killed Goku. However, this assumption is far from the truth. Goku is doing quite alright but is definitely injured. He looks up to the sky to see a small dot. He sees it is quite yellow and assumes it's Vegeta. He throws away a rock that is on his shoulder and he says he really is strong. Vegeta senses that his ki is alive and well and he is just shocked. He sees that the ground has just been flattened, but he sees one little dot on the ground. Kakarot. He raises his arms and yellow ki accumulates in each hand. He stares down to the floor and begins charging up his final flash. Goku doesn't even notice this and just decides to fly up to Vegeta. Little does he know what is about to happen could kill him. Vegeta finishes charging his attack and Goku notices that the once present clouds are completely gone. However, he looks around and sees a massive ring of clouds almost surrounding Vegeta. This is from the pressure of the attack that he's charging. Goku can barely see the attack and only notices the increasing power from Vegeta's general location. Vegeta says final flash! The attack beams down from the sky with immeasurable speed and Goku gets hit by it in no time. He flies down from the heights that he has reached and hits into the ground below. The second attack causes an explosion even bigger than the last. Vegeta even feels some ringing in his ears for a little while after the sound of that attack. Goku after this attack is destroyed. He falls down to one knee and feels the pain across his entire body. As he does this, Vegeta lands next to him. He says, I knew the time would come. The time had to pass you. You look so weak, Kakarot. Goku just coughs out blood and falls onto his front. Vegeta raises his hand and says, goodbye, Kakarot. So that will conclude the 10th part of what if Goku could control his Oozaru form. I hope you guys enjoyed watching this because I certainly enjoyed making it. If you liked the video then please drop it a like, and if you want to see further parts of this what if then please subscribe and turn on post notifications. Thanks so much for watching and I'll see you in the next video.